What is up, my Shadowverse soldiers, and welcome back to another Shadowverse Evolve video. So we have set 6 right around the corner coming up this very Friday. I'm hoping everybody pulls everything they want out of their boxes. I am ready to get my Runecraft game on and test with everybody that's going to be able to play this weekend. But outside of that, I want to go ahead and look at the last bit of prices for set 5 since we will be going into set 6, and the set 5 prices will definitely be changing once set 6 comes out. Alright, so I know I'm going to be starting this off with a set 4 card, but Israfel has just been proven to be a good boss monster card since it came out in set 4. And I believe going on into set 6, this card is also just going to be a strong boss monster going forward. But looking at the price, she's going for $15. I remember this card in the middle of set 5 was going for around $25. She's still very good. Market price has her at $19.45. So if you want to pick her up and her evos, I would say go ahead and pick her up now. Alright, and then peeking over at the Israfel Evolve, so she's going for $9.50, market price has her as $9.78, and then the listed median is $12.89. Going forward into set 6, there's going to be a lot of decks that are going to be flooding the field, looking at that sword deck exclusively that plays a whole bunch of followers and you're able to evolve. So Israfel is nice to look at when you're looking for boss monsters to put in your deck. Alright, and speaking of sword, let's go ahead and look at Octress. So she's going for $13.99 with a market price of $13.36 with a listed median of $14.50. I know that the sword deck is going to get some support in set 6 in the form of a spell card that's going to get your opponent to at least mill 2 cards with the 1-cost spell, which is pretty nice, which goes for the little 1-cost follower that comes along with it. In terms with the other prices of Octress, yeah, she looks like she's just an average of $14. Let's go ahead and look at that Evo. Alright, so looking at the Octress Evo, it looks like it's going to be $9 across the board just for the market price buy list and the selling price. I can't say for sure if this card is going to go up or down just because of everything that's coming out in the new set, but I will say that this is a very strong Swordcraft deck, and if you want to go ahead and pick up this stuff before it has a huge price change for set 6, I would say go ahead and get in there before it might change to something that you probably wouldn't be able to afford in the future. Alright, so to all my Egg players or Fable players out there, if you want to learn Shadowverse or you want to invest into this game very cheaply, I would definitely say pick up a Fable deck so you can learn how to play. It's not that hard. Alice's are pretty affordable, they make the game pretty fun. She's a pretty interactable card by using the Fable counters and whatnot. So she is an $11 card. She is slowly going down day by day, set by set. Market price has her at $13.59 with a listed median of $15.99, which is a pretty good price just to pick up a full set of Alice's. So if you don't already have them, go ahead and pick them up. And if you're a new player, I would definitely recommend to play the Fable decks. Alright, and what would your Fable deck without be your Alice Evo? So she's going for $9 with a market price of $10, with also the median being $10 as well. I can't reiterate enough that if you want to get into Shadowverse into a pretty cheap or like a beginner friendly level, I would definitely recommend the Fable decks. It's pretty affordable right now. I think it's our cheapest deck out there besides maybe like Fairy Spam, which is probably coming into the next set. Since, you know, Fairy Spam isn't too prominent, I'd say that's like a very good deck to just figure out how combo works, how things work, and all like that. But outside of that, I would say Alice and any of the Fable decks are very strong starters as well. Alrighty, and then we have Fina, Dynamite Daredevil, our 1-cost searcher. So, one thing I can say about Fina is that she's a very good aggro staple, just having a 2-cost card that's a 3-2, and then if it sticks on the field, you're going to be swinging for 3 damage. And then you also get to replace her on turn 2 as well. But looking at our price, it looks like she is $5, and I think Gold Card Shop is going to have more than enough to spare for enough Finas for everybody. So if you want to pick up your set for $15, I would say do that now, just because there's going to be more aggro decks coming into the format, and this card could definitely fluctuate and probably get more expensive going into the future. So as we have more neutral cards coming into the set more and more, because we're never going to have a set missing neutral cards, Gillenese is only just going to get better because you can fill your deck up with neutral cards. So she's going for $14 if you don't already have her. I would say wait for it to go down a little bit because neutral decks aren't really prominent right now. Wait for it to drop a little bit. So she is $14. Market price has her at $14.54 with a listed median of $14 as well. Alright, and I wanted to bring my attention to Forte because this card has gone up and down within the past couple of weeks. So last time I looked at her, I'm pretty sure she was at $13, $12. Now she's being sold for $18 with a market price of $14 and then a median of $19. So the one thing I will say about the dragon class is that it's very popular because realistically, who can hate on dragons, and then who can hate on the dragon waifu herself, Forte. So this is a card that has been out since set 1. It's pretty expensive to be at $18. It's not very new. It's a staple in every dragon deck, so that's probably why it's the price that it is, because it's always going to get bought out and always going to be needed for new players. So I would say pick it up for $18 because this card might honestly turn into $25 at a point in time, so I'd say pick it up now. Now, before we close off, I want to go ahead and look at Rule 9 because Silence Abyss has been running rampant. I think this is the best version of Abyss right now. It's just taking away your opponent's hand, and then also charging them some taxes to get rid of them is also nice too. So it's going for around $4, $4.71 is the market price with a listing median of 5. So Silence Abyss is something that I would definitely say is also affordable. So look into getting that. I think the only expensive card that's really in there is Izzerfil, and that is if you want to put Izzerfil in your deck. You can also put cheaper options in your deck too. So I'd say Silence Abyss is also one of those decks that you could also rock and then potentially top with at events. So I have to remember that we are getting some officers in set 6, and I just want to remind everybody that Mars is still a card that does provide some good support for the officers, especially with the free Evo and with the new cards due in set 6. So looking at a price, she's going for $8.50, not too bad, with a market price of $8.11 and the listed median of $10. So if you are looking into building officers next set, which we are able to do with the new spell card Courtly Dance, to get those followers on board and then also give them a buff when they're played. So go ahead and look into Mars when building your decks. And then lastly, looking at the Mars Evo, so she is going for $3, then the market price has her at $4.78 with a listed median of $5.73. So it's around those 3 prices where you might be able to pick her up. And if the officer deck actually picks up some traction in set 6, this price probably will go up. So I'd say pick them up while they're cheap right now. Alrighty guys, that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I want to go ahead and say sorry that I did not upload the last bit of reveals. I've just been sick and I've not been feeling too well these past couple of days, so I'm hoping to feel better within the new week so I can give you guys this new content and figure out what these new decks do. But alrighty guys, make sure you're safe whatever you do tonight and safe whatever you do for the rest of the year. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Yeah. TRINN just to get you away. What I got to do, what I got to do.